Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, this is going to be a general reading. So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the Three of Pentacles. This is very, very productive. I like that card. The key word for that card is works, right? Work or works. So you're definitely in the process of creating something, right? Let's find out what that might be. Okay, well, oh, the Star. Very nice. I think you might be experiencing a little bit of friction here in this Three of Pentacles arena. Now, I don't know if that is a work. Oh, Three of Cups too. Nice. Okay, let's see. Well, you've got plans. Let me just put it that way. You've got plans, but there's a little bit of opposition right now. A little bit of opposition. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we are going to set aside. We'll put Mr. Ed right on top. Now, with that card, we're not going to look at it until the end, but I'm going to want you to maybe pause the reading or something later, not now, and type into the chat or into the comment section what you think it's going to be. Anytime throughout the reading, if you want to type your answer in, right? It's a little exercise we do on this channel to make the readings a little more interactive, right? Hopefully, collectively, we can raise our vibrations, connect with our intuition, and, if you continue to do this day after day or week after week or however often you want to watch, kind of keep track of how often you get that card right. Even if we get close, and you'll come to learn more and more about the tarot the more you watch these readings, okay? But I'm really hoping that we can all do this collectively to really tap into something here, Anyway, that's coming at the end, but now, first, major, a lot of major arcana. This is really spectacular. I think whatever you're doing is very important, very significant. I think it has long-lasting implications. I think right now, there's an obstacle. Right now, the obstacle might be a Gemini person. No offense to Gemini people. It could have a Gemini energy, but there's some sort of friction, right? We've got fire, fire, fire. We've got a little bit of water, not a lot of water, right? Not even really a lot of air. And then we've got that little bit of earth. So I wonder if this obstacle that's in your way, there's some kind of conflict here in this work that you're doing. Now, this could be your creative work. It could be it could be your career, obviously, your job, your employment. It could be what you do for money. It could be your own business. It could be your spiritual work. It could be your work building your life, building your family, right? You've got plans. That's what this card's about. You've got plans, and you're trying to get to work and manifest these plans, right? We're trying to get to the world or universe at the end. A lot of levels here. This could be that you're organizing a travel of some kind, right? This could be that you have plans to expand a business or something. You have plans to carve out your place in the world, right? You have plans to really set down roots somewhere, like with a family, with a partner, right? Something like that. But there's a 5 of Wands. There's some sort of obstacle, there's some sort of conflict, maybe a disagreement. This is somebody or some energy. I feel like it's another person here somewhere, though interestingly, we don't have any other court cards. We don't have any court cards, I should say. It's possible that this problem is coming from a Gemini person, though I don't think so. Now, because of the absence of court cards, I don't think we know where this conflict is coming from. There's somebody or something, some sort of energy that is interrupting your efforts, that is slowing things down, that is acting as a little bit of a brake or a speed bump to what you're trying to accomplish. This is the obstacle. Something is restricting you, something is holding you back. I don't think we know where that's coming from. Someone, somewhere, but we don't see the court cards here, right? It's like everybody's hiding, right? So I think the first thing that we have to do is discover what it is that's holding us back. What it is that seems like it's just causing problems. Seems like things are like breaking down somewhere. We don't know why, right? We don't know why. Because the source of these troubles, the source is hiding, okay? Behind the scenes somewhere where you can't see readily. We have to maybe look a little closer. We'll get to that as we get to the path of the serpent anyway. Back on the path of the dove, we start out with this star card. I think what you're doing is divinely inspired. I think that you have this certainty, this spiritual insight into what your path is. You know what star in the company of stars is you, and you know where that star belongs. These two together, the star in the universe, right? That's a star in the heavens. You know exactly who you are, where you're going, what your orbit is, what you're made of, where you belong. This is real spiritual insight, real gnosis, real a real union, really, right? You're a star in the heavens. I wish this could just be the reading. I kind of feel as if we're this star trying to get to our place in the heavens, right? Trying to just continue on our orbit and live our lives and do what we know is part of our destiny, do what we know is meant for us, whether that's this business that's expanding, whether that is these travel plans, whether it is setting down roots with a family, whatever this orbit is. We're just trying to fulfill our nature. There's an obstacle. You have the right plans. You know what needs to be done. There's nothing you're doing wrong. There's just some kind of energy that is creating a bit of a hiccup here. Okay? And it could be that this, we've got this art or temperance card up here. It could be that you're really looking at this as a spiritual test. And maybe that's the right way to look at it. This is the furnace, right? The temperance. It could be that we're accepting this challenge, this friction, this obstacle or roadblock as a test from Spirit. We still need to get to the bottom of it and find a solution. Okay? And in order to do that, I think we have to be a little strategic here. We have to be a little clever, a little crafty. Yeah. A little clever, a little crafty. Which kind of takes us over here to this Eight of Swords. We've got to get out of this, just kind of this is the intellectual confusion. This is just the mental stress. We just seem all tied up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's doing this or why this keeps happening, why my plans are falling through, why there's this resistance or this friction. We get locked up in our thinking, overthinking, So we have to get out of this. That's why we need to accept this as a spiritual test. And we need to find a more creative solution rather than just getting kind of mentally stressed out by it. Okay? Now, underneath everything, this I think is part of the work. This is the Four of Wands. This is Venus in Aries. We're trying to be ourselves. We're trying to express ourselves, right? This card is representing the process of going from star to the heavens, right? We're trying to express ourselves. We're trying to be creative in our environment. We're trying to create, and I don't just mean creative like you're, an artist or something, which I believe that you are. Even if you don't see it that way, I think you are. But this is more about how we are creating our lives, how we're taking our spiritual star and our universe, right? How we're taking ourself and the world, and how that is manifesting, what the details are, right? What it looks like, right? Where it's not just the abstract idea, but now it's actually in a practical, functional way, right? So the Four of Wands is also about how some things have to happen in sequence. Yeah. And it's easy, I shouldn't say easy, but it's one thing to see the star in the universe and think, yes, this is it. I know what I need to do. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. Well, we've got to understand the cycle of things, the process of things. And I think if we can tune into the kind of natural kind of ebb and flow, I almost think we would see more lunar energy here. Maybe the mystery card. Then we understand the waves of activity and inactivity, right? We know when to move forward and act. We know when to withdraw and wait and watch, perhaps. So we have this ability in us to figure out where this 5 is coming from. This is something fighting against your plans, your activities, your work, your creations. The Four of Wands is learning. It's like learning the routines of your opponent, right? It's very strategic. It is what Castaneda would call stalking or hunting, right? But we're hunting ourselves. And in this situation, maybe some of this resistance, maybe some of this fire energy is just our approach to problems, right? Maybe it seems like or feels like something is working against us, but maybe that's not the case. I'll leave that to you to decide. But regardless if this is us or if this is something from outside of us, we need to be able to observe what is really happening. Study the movements of things and people and ourselves. Study the habits, right? Study how the energy functions, flows, works together, so that we can see what might be influencing this and preventing us from making the kind of progress that we expect, right? We don't have a lot of earth energy here, right? We want more. Everything seems like it's still in the beginning stages. We've got the Three of Cups in the future. Now, the Three of Cups, I think, is a resolution to your problem. I think that it is a feeling of relief and joy and pleasure coming over this work that you're doing. Okay, so I feel like we are going to resolve whatever this friction is, and things are going to be good. Things are going to be all right. We still need to see a little bit more actual earth energy progress, right? Maybe in the next reading, maybe in the extended, maybe the mystery card. But I think first we have to get out of our head a little bit. We're going to move to the path of the serpent now, the 8 of Swords. I think that some of this 5 of Wands energy, this interference, this friction, I think it's coming from ourselves. I think that we may be, and this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, we may be looking for someone else to blame. Okay? But either way, we get out of our heads, we start observing what is really taking place, understand kind of, the day becomes the night, becomes the day, energy moves around, things, we have to observe and understand the flow of energy in what we're doing, to see where this friction is coming from, to see what here is not working. Is it something coming from outside? If it's something that we've built into the system that's not working, are we somehow, stalling things or clogging things up? So we've got to get out of this 8 of Swords. Next, we have the Lover's energy. Now, this was, initially I thought maybe there's a Gemini person involved here. There still might be. But I feel like this is maybe something that involves family. Yeah. I feel like it involves an interpersonal bond of some kind. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be a family thing. And this card, this position, is the position of the environment, but also the timing, right? It might be time for us to connect or reconnect with other people, with whoever else is involved in this, which, again, there are no court cards. Everybody is kind of absent. Either you're not thinking of them, they're not kind of in the picture right now, or they're hiding, or they're absent, and it's kind of strange, right? But then we have this card in this position. Maybe it's time for you to reconnect with the other people who are either participants here or are affected by this or should be here helping. I wonder if we've maybe pushed people away, if we're estranged from people. And I don't know that these are the people that are sabotaging your work or interfering. I kind of don't think that they are. I think maybe we assumed that other people were causing this kind of friction, so we pushed everybody away. Yeah. And this card is here to say we might need to just kind of reconnect with, our people, our loved ones, or whatever. And this kind of goes with that. This is the 10 of Wands. This, I think, is one reason why we don't, because we don't want to have a sense of codependency. The 10 of Wands sometimes indicates that. And this is the position of what we don't want, right? We don't want this extreme difficulty. We have a 5, that's bad enough. We don't want it to get worse, right? This is kind of double trouble. But it could really be this idea that if we bring everybody back into the situation, maybe, how's this for a strategy? Take one person at a time, right? If you bring, with anything, it doesn't have to be people. You bring one thing back, see if the problem happens again, if it gets worse. Well, then that thing, that energy is a problem, right? If you bring everybody back at once, maybe yes, we're going to get an extreme, 10 of Wands, but maybe one energy at a time and see if there's a change, right? And this is with any kind of project. It doesn't have to involve people. It could be, anything. It could be computer programming, Change one little line of code. Does that cause a problem? No? Okay. Let's change the other one. Or let's swap out parts, right? If we're building something, well, let's change that part. Is that going to do it? No. Okay. Maybe it was this other part. You get rid of everything, you don't know which one was the culprit, right? So I think that the 10 it's kind of a necessary thing that we have to recreate the problem, or exaggerate the problem so that we can see it. You know, it has to almost get worse so that we know where it's coming from. And I think that's part of the strategy where, yeah, it's kind of a test. It's not easy. There's no easy solution. There will be a solution though, but it may have to get a little bit worse so that you can see where it's coming from. Okay. And then we're getting here. And then we're getting to that world or universe card. And this, I think, is smooth sailing after this hiccup. Smooth sailing, right? No restrictions, expansive universe, really no limits to what you can achieve here. This is all of your plans coming to fruition. If this is a travel thing or, you know, setting down roots, carving out your little corner of the world, you know, this is it. I think we're going to get here. I want to look at the mystery card now. I think I kind of know what I want this to be, or what I might kind of sense that it is. But I want you to connect with the images and the energies of these cards, right? I'll leave the camera like this. And if you want to pause the video, go ahead and pause the video, type it into the chat section or the comment section. Let's try to tap into our intuition. What do we think this card is going to be? I think this is a fun exercise for the channel, for these readings. You don't have to play along, that's fine. Go ahead and pause it now because I'm gonna tell you what I think. I feel like this is gonna be an ace. Either an ace of wands to show that we're getting to the source, right? We're finding what's responsible for this aggravation. Or it's going to be an ace maybe of pentacles to show that we've taken the step, we've gone beyond this aggravation, right? And we're taking the next step, right? We're moving on from this. Or it's going to be an ace of cups, or maybe an ace of swords too, if it could be to cut through the confusion and the frustration here and really get to the bottom of things. But I think definitely an ace, right? And that's what I mean. If we don't get that card exactly, that's okay. Right? If we get close to that energy, I think that really shows that we're working that intuition, you know. Let's see what we've got. Yeah. See? There we go. Ace of Cups. Now, I think maybe the Ace of Swords or the Ace of Wands would have been a little bit more appropriate here. So why the Ace of Cups? Well, I think to show, to reinforce this idea that, hey, it's going to be okay. You're going to be very, very happy. You have found the source of your happiness, of your fulfillment, your spiritual connection. This is all going to be okay. And we have the water to kind of combat the fire. That says, yeah, it may be really frustrating and aggravating now, but this water is going to wash all of this fire energy away. Things are going to be wonderful. They're going to feel good. It's going to be great. Okay. So this is a real kind of reassuring card at the end, and I like that. We are going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the description box. New readings come out every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. And I want to thank you for watching the video all the way through until the end. That really does make the algorithm happy, and that in turn is good for the channel. You know, so thank you. I appreciate that. I want to thank you for letting me read for you, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.